can change the narrative of learned helplessness into, we've got this. We are the one in control of how we perceive things. Our perception, that is your superpower, your perception. Welcome back to one's journey of unwinding the mind and, of course, your daily microdose. Now tune in to the latest episode of One's Journey. Today I want to talk about learned helplessness and how we're trying to undo that and where we're at in life today. So let me tell you about a story. Have you ever heard about why an elephant, say in a circus, can be attached to this tiny little chain and this tiny little stake and never try to pull it out, even though an elephant is so freaking strong, it for sure could pull it out and get away? Well, that's learned helplessness. So from the time the elephant is a baby, they chain it to a post or whatever that the little baby elephant can't get away from. So as it's growing up, it tries and tries and tries, and it eventually stops. And it eventually just stores it as, I can't get away. So why even try? It just is, right? Well, that's exactly what has happened to us. From the time we are born, which is so interesting because I feel like at birth, we are the closest to spirit and pure oneness and curiosity and joy that we ever are in our lifetime without intentional untying of that ego. I mean, they talk about how childhood is a time for ego development. It's self-development. It's identifying ourselves as an individual within the world. So when we're first born, we don't have that sense of individuality just yet, or that we are separate from others and we need these certain things to take care of us and blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. When we are born and we are at the closest state to being able to be enlightened, essentially, is exactly when we need to depend on people the most. When you are a baby, you depend on other people to feed you, to change your diaper, to console you, to look at you, to teach you love. When you are at the time where you feel pure oneness. But as we grow older, we're taught not to listen to our own internal dialogue, and we're taught that we have to rely on everybody else outside of us because that's what happened the second we came into this illusion. So we have been taught learned helplessness from the time that we're a child, but then we become an adult and we continue to act out those same narratives that we need to seek our answers in other people, that other people are responsible for our happiness. So when we think about this untying of the ego and me constantly sharing that nobody else has your happiness backpack and that it's your internal state of being that you are in control of, no wonder it's hard for us to wrap our head around that, because we have been conditioned our entire lives to rely outside of us for our answers, for our happiness, for our survival. That is the biggest piece here. Because what we really fear in this illusion is death. Any fear you have, if you break it down far enough, it always comes to the fear of no longer existing. This is a side note, but the truth is you are eternal love and you can never die. So constantly remind yourself of that. And we could talk about more of that in another video. But back to learned helplessness. So if we've been so ingrained to believe this, and Ashley is constantly telling you that your answers are within, how do we begin to switch that narrative? Well, just like the elephant who would be tied up, he believes that he is stuck there, when in fact he's not, right? An elephant could get away super easily. It's very strong. We begin to get curious, right? Just like that elephant, curious would be like, well, let me see if I just pull a little harder than usual. And we question our belief systems. We begin to ask the questions, does this make sense? Is this truth? And we start to dig deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's really where the awareness comes. And only through that awareness, say the elephant getting curious of, am I really stuck here? And trying to pull a little bit, then can that elephant shift its perspective to, I'm not stuck, I am free. Just like we can shift our perspective in whatever it may be, and we can change the narrative of learned helplessness into, we've got this. We are the one in control of how we perceive things. Our perception, that is your superpower, your perception. But you cannot shift your perspective or shift your perception of something until you have gotten curious, until you have realized that you are not helpless. That was something that was learned. So just like the elephant, you have every opportunity to realize you are not stuck, to realize that no one else is in control of your destiny and that you are not chained to the stump, but yet you are truly free. But only you can determine that, and only you can uncover that through getting curious, shifting your perspective, releasing the weight you place on things. Just like the elephant thinks there's all this weight tied to its leg, you think there is so much weight on all these different things occurring in your life, whether it's decisions or outcomes or places you need to get to or places you have been, but you have the power to release that belief in that weight, because that's all it is a belief, right? Because to you, you could think something is very important that is not important to me. So if it's important to you and it was never important to me, was it ever either? No, it was a perception. So your learned helplessness has been this learned perception that is not truth, that is not your truth. But you have every opportunity to turn that around by getting curious, understanding it through curiosity, and then shifting your perspective, releasing the weight, and remembering your truth. So anytime you find yourself feeling stuck, like the elephant, remember the elephant. And remember how powerful that elephant is and how weak that chain truly is, because that is your truth too. The chain is so weak, my friend, and you are so powerful. I hope today's video was helpful for you to see in a different perspective of how we got ourselves into this debacle, and really that a lot of it is learned helplessness. And today is your opportunity to begin to untie that reality and turn it into what truth really is, where you are fully in control of your narrative, of your decisions, of the outcome of your experience. As always, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. Please share of any topics you'd like to be discussed. And as always, until next time, remember you're worth it. Bye.